Well, hello once again, and welcome to my very messy workshop. I can barely move around without tripping over the projects we're working on. But I want to show you, okay, there's the recap of the work we did recently on the Perseverance Rover, but especially one piece of equipment. Okay, well, there's the basic, oh god, what a mess. The basic setup, the casing, we'll call it, the body of the rover. But look at these wheels. Look at these wheels. They don't cost almost nothing to build, okay? Using some used parts and some basic plumbing parts too. The way this will work, if I show you, where's the actual, there we go. Big, not beefy wheels, but thickish, wide wheels, but also very thin. And they've got beautiful, big, beautiful threads. So, you know, these wheels are kind of iconic for the Rover. So that's why we came up with this. Using, on the outside, pretty much this stuff here, you know, the old camping mats that we all had. They don't really sell those. I haven't been able to find them, especially now that we're almost in October, but I did find one at a local, what we have here is called Canadian Tire. Not the same material though, but I'm trying to use the older stuff we have. So the outside is a 4.5 inch by 48 to 50 inches circumference, okay? Inside, the inside rim here are the pool noodles that we cut a couple of weeks ago. We're still cutting them because there's some are kind of imperfect. This one I cut too short, it's too thin here. And inside that, PEX tubing, standard plumbing stuff, and the plastic joints right there. Now, the way the Rover wheel is made, the spokes there are 6 spokes, but they don't go right to the center. They sort of bend outward. And then there's this central hub, which will be this, again, plumbing cap. But to give the wheel a bit of movement, again, it's very standard plumbing stuff, right? This is a 1.5 inch connector. You'd have, you know, one connector, another connector, and you can screw these together. But what's special about this is that it has some movement, some rotational movement. So by snipping the end of this, putting this in, sticking this inside, the wheel can have a bit of movement. So if it drags on the ground somewhere, it will turn without ripping off or wearing out prematurely. So that's my idea. I want to show you how we accomplish this, with the parts that we use. If ever you need to build, if you want to build this type of wheel, this is, you know, it's modular at the same time. You just pop this in to the, I'd like to say, pop this in very easily. Oh man, oh I love this. It's sturdy and it's super light and really not expensive. And then you paint everything with, there we go, black. This is Rust-Oleum, flat black primer. Hold on, not this Rust-Oleum flat black primer, but this Rust-Oleum sandable primer. Maybe they're the same thing, but this is the one I used initially on the wheel. I'll try this one this weekend. One coat, it covers beautifully and thoroughly. So then I'm making those spokes, and I'll put everything in the Grooverator 3000. That's the kitchen oven right over there, which was modified a couple of years ago, a year and a half ago, to soften up the pecs. Pecs, if you don't know, here's a little piece of pecs, is pretty much used everywhere now for indoor plumbing. And you get these in rolls. Perfect in white, because the wheel I'm using, the wheels we're creating are sort of very light gray. We'll say they're white. Look at this. So this is one complete. Just want to make sure that the glue holds, so I might put some cyanoacrylate, some super glue, just to make sure that it stays in place. Because, you know, it won't be just here, it will be used by someone else, assembled by someone else, and of course it'll be kind of modular, so you can screw it into place and then it will move around a bit. So, using pecs. This stuff here, Home Hardware, Rona, Home Depot, bought these at Home Depot. Kind of inexpensive because it's standard run-of-the-mill plumbing supplies now. You use, okay, I've got a one joint, what do you call this, a coupling, a half-inch coupling, and then these are the half-inch T's, which will be used to connect the wheel to the hubcap. Oh yeah, I guess we'll call it the hubcap. Yeah, because this is the outside, this is the inside, and it's got to it sort of arcs into the hubcap itself. It's just the way it's made. I guess that they're super sturdy. NASA built them sturdy and light. Pool noodles, which I think a couple of weeks ago we showed you how to, we actually did this on the bandsaw. We sliced the round edges off to make a square. We would slice this off, which gave us one flat side, okay? Then we chop this off, and then we slice this off, and then we slice this off, and then once that was done, we'd go halfway, and then we'd stick this end to this end, and then we glued them side to side, and this would give us two channels into which we could groove the PEX central hubs, right? Once you've got your prototype done and you sort of measured out, you found a way to duplicate those parts, it gets much easier. And now even a monkey, even I can do it now. Let me show you. Okay, can I just take this off here? So on my trusty work table here, I've got on one end, which would be the 0 point, right? The anchor upon which everything butts up. That's for later. Then you go all the way to the right, PEX at 44 inches long. Bang, that's where you cut it off. Pool noodles are 46 and 7/8, and then the mats 48 inches. What I do now is cutting 50 inches long and then just taking off the excess and butting it up and sticking it with cyanoacrylate, some super glue with the kicker. So go over 48. That's my advice. That's what I'm doing now. So back to the workbench. This mark here, if you were building a wheel like ours with 6 spokes and using T's to connect them up, you would cut this at 7 inches. So 7 inches, mark it off. I use one of these handy PEX cutting thingamajiggies, pliers, snips, and go slow with this. If you rush it, you might start going crooked. Is this cutting right through? Yes, it is. That's a beauty. And then I put them all in the oven, the Grooverator.
The thing is, okay, two types of connectors, right? There's the couplings, these straight couplings. I take, well, you know, in this case, you don't really need to take the little ears, the little arms off. But if you've got the T couplings, they really, these arms and ears, or whatever you call them, they don't let your pipes go in far enough. So I grind them down so it goes in way further. This little section here that doesn't connect together, well, that's where you come up with 7 inches. If you were to divide the circumference of the ring divided by 6, well, you'd come up a bit too long because you're losing some distance every time you put one of these in. So 7 inches, in my case, perfect. By the way, PEX doesn't only come in rolls, right? There are 8 foot lengths. Yeah, 8, 10, maybe 12. So not only the rolls. So to quickly recap, let's start with the outside. We've got the ground mat, which is go with 50 inches and cut off the excess. The pool noodles are at 46 and 7/8. PEX, 44 inches. If you're having, of course, you'll probably be putting spokes. If you've got 6 spokes, they are 7 inches long, okay? Each length is 7 inches. Grind off or file off those little ears on the T connectors. That'll help you out. Now, materials. I'm still trying different glues. I've been using spray-on double-sided, contact cement. I have ordered and should be receiving in the next few days the fabled barge glue, which is, yeah. But I have been working with a 3M high strength 90 Super 77 by also 3M. And this Top Bond Mist. I realize now that cyanoacrylate, I thought that would be a fine product, but it's not flexible and it cracks and breaks. Not great for this. So I'm looking, I'll wait till I get the barge glue before barging on. Now, these threads just happen to be 1.25 inches wide, so I would use another 4.5 inch strip and cut out sections using this. There are 18 threads in all, and they're pretty much equally spread out. Once I had I'd have there we go. Here's an original section. I had one of these set up. I would put a bit of masking tape on both sides, spray it with the glue. Once it was assembled, and I needed to also spray this, not to overspray and put so much glue everywhere, I made myself a little mask like this. So this was outside, so I could breathe. And then I would put this here, give it a little spray, move it over because I marked this off before, and spray it and spray it and spray it. Go all the way around. Did the same thing with the threads, and then just stuck everything in, and then one shot, one layer, one coating of this Rust-Oleum primer, sandable primer. One coat of this. Did a great job, and it's flat black. It looks great, and I think it looks impeccably NASA-ish. JPL, NASA, have us build your stuff. You'll save a bundle. Anyway, here's a very quick recap of what we accomplished this past week. So thanks for watching, and this will just. Woo!